King's team. Coca-Cola, Pepsi-Cola, rich people, poor people, funny people, serious people, Easter Bunny, what the fuck, black people, white people, kids team, adults team, smokers, non-smokers, sexy people, ugly people, traveling people, indigenous people, Bigfoot,
What the fuck?
black people, white people, fossil fuel vehicles, electric vehicles, plant eaters, meat eaters, civilized people, primitive people, pious people, skeptical people, Antarctica, what the fuck, black people, white people, good team, bad team, 7-Up, Mountain Dew, happy people, suicide people, Scandinavian people, Caribbean people.
Alright, hello there. Welcome to, a weird episode of a non-autistic cast. It's just me and Cheeseburger Freedom Man, our president nominee, and myself, Skeletonizationing.
Remember, vote for me and chop your balls off.
Yes. This episode was sponsored by Fortnite Monopoly. Go play it.
It does exist. I can confirm it is real.
Yeah.
It's not worth it.
So, today's episode, we're not gonna talk about some retarded game or whatever. We're gonna be talking about two retarded movies. Those
Which
movies
is definitely worse.
we're gonna be talking about Sleepless, starring Jamie Foxx and whatever that bitch's name is, and
White Devil.
Yeah, White Devil, and Wish Upon, starring whatever the actress's name is. I didn't.
There's the Asian guy from 13 Reasons Why. I know he's in there somewhere.
Yeah. We're gonna start with Sleepless. Let me just put some text down.
How do we just summarize the entire plot of Sleepless?
Fairly simply, actually. Black man screws up mugging. Black man is now in trouble. Black son gets kidnapped in the fastest kidnapping I've ever seen in a movie.
Oh, yeah, real fast.
Like, dude, they kidnapped him without making a fucking sound. They have a stealth stat of 90.
Yeah, and on top of that, the kid who they were kidnapping had a gun.
Yeah, like, just very conveniently, he had a gun, and he wasn't like, they couldn't use it properly. Like, of all the times for Jamie Foxx, or Vin, I think his name is in the movie, didn't have the gun in his hand, that was the fucking moment.
Oh god, he shoots the gun. Okay.
Wait, hold on. We'll get into details later. Let's just continue summarizing it. And then Vince has to give back the cocaine he stole. He only gives a little bit of it, and then he's like, "Hey, I'll go grab the rest once you can guarantee my son is back."
But then the White Devil comes in and steals his cocaine. The White Devil bitch. She steals his cocaine. And then it's the hunt. The hunt is on for the cocaine.
Yeah, my dog's barking in the background.
Oh lord. Who cares? Production value. You can eat my ass.
Yeah. Anyway, so hilarity ensues. Let's start from the very beginning of the movie, and then we will just shit on it as we go. Yeah. So, the starting of the movie, like, one of the biggest problems with the movie is a little bit of pacing and just logic in general.
And the fact that Vin mutters everything.
Yeah.
So my son.
Yeah, Jamie Foxx mumbles fucking everything.
Yeah.
So,
It's unwatchable without subtitles.
yeah, I actually had to stare at the subtitles the majority of the time whenever dialogue was being exchanged between Jamie Foxx and someone else. He's not always silent, but he is quite a lot, to the point where how did they manage to subtitle some of these parts? Like,
Yeah. Well, they probably just looked at the script.
possibly. So, anyways, so Jamie Foxx and his pal, whatever, I actually cannot remember his name.
Pedro.
We'll call him Pedro. So, Alejandro Blackman. The both of them are mugging some dudes, cocaine delivery truck people. And
Yeah,
Jamie Foxx loses his mask, so now he's been discovered. However, once he shot those two people, or however left that were still there before the other additional people showed up, he could have quickly gotten his mask back on. But
I mean, it was obviously a ballistic mask. Also, why was the thing not strapped to his fucking face? If I was robbing, if I was robbing people at gunpoint and I knew that they would kill me over it, and the only thing protecting my head from exploding is a piece of, ceramic, I'm not gonna let that bitch get slapped off lightly like it did in the movie. No, I'm duct taping that to my forehead.
yeah, like it can be said that, the guy used a lot of force to get the mask off. That's why
It looked like a bitch slap, like
Yeah.
a light bitch slap.
If I could have downloaded the fucking movie and I could have put it, I could have randomly referred to some frames so that we'd have a reference point, but I don't give enough of a shit. We don't have production value. We're just
Fuck you.
we're speeding along. Let me just also double check that my voice is audible. It
I'm gonna do the same.
Okay, yeah, it's audible. Don't
Yes,
worry.
it is.
Good. Okay. Yeah, don't worry, ladies and gentlemen. I was just double checking that my voice was actually audible, because it's a weird running gag that for some reason
It doesn't pick up his voice
Yeah.
half of the time.
Anyway, so after that, we get introduced to Jamie Foxx's home. It's really dark and gay. We only see it once. And then
But it introduces the fact that he's an undercover police officer, which
yes.
is really important.
Super
Because
important.
if you don't know that fact, he's just a complete dumbass and an asshole for the entirety of the movie.
Yeah, his decisions are baffling at best. Anyways, so then we. Oh, by the way, shout out to the production crew of the movie, where roughly 10% of the movie is just establishing shots.
Yeah, okay, I live in Vegas. They really like showing off the strip. Just why do you have to do it 5 times every time they go outside? We get it. Just because it's an American audience doesn't mean that. No, never mind. They are that retarded.
It's very unfortunate.
Another thing, I'm gonna go on a slight rant here. They have the bulk of the movie set in a casino called the Luxus, based off of a casino called the Luxor, and it's fucking annoying. All right, it's the Luxor. You fucking idiot! Just pay them the right to say the name.
I wish I was in Vegas, or that I have the same knowledge of it, because I'd also be bitching about it. Not to say that your bitching isn't justified. It's just that's how I like to call it.
It's like people saying Nevada. It's Nevada.
Nevada. All right. Anyways, so after that, we get a nice mountain reveal shot, because why the fuck not? And then we get to see the police station. It's showing the White Devil, and how she's a bit of a loose cannon. Ooh, she's like that. She has a bit of a reputation in the station.
Oh, and then she got hurt by a meth head, man. And everybody's like, "Oh, boo-hoo! You got hurt. You're a woman.
Lol,
fucking
dab.
go to sleep. You're a woman.
Oh my
Like
god.
the entire movie. I mean,
Like, I don't understand
no.
why they're all like. I can get it if they were joking with her about it, but they weren't. They were like some weird, genuine disrespect about it. Like, come the fuck on.
Wouldn't you be like like either worried about them or like, hey man, I know you got beat to shit by that meth head, but man, that was badass. You
At
wouldn't be
least you're
like
like,
patronizing them.
yeah, like if they're not hospitalized after being assaulted by someone like pretty badly. Like in the movie, they showed that she's relatively fine. She just has a bandage on her face.
She has a single band-aid on the side of her head, and everybody's treating her like a fucking burn victim.
Yeah. It's just absolutely phenomenal. All right. So after that, we get the characterization that White Devil is just that. She's really hostile and snarky towards everybody.
And she's an internal affairs officer.
Yeah,
She's trying to root out the bad cops.
much so. And then we transition over to Jamie Foxx and his pal, and it's like, hey, let us take the case. We're on it. And then for whatever reason, the other officer just flicks him off. Like, all right. I'm assuming it's because he was like, oh, cool, I got assigned to this case. Oh, okay, the black man stole it.
So yeah, man. Well, actually, he like
Volunteered.
whispered the line basically. He's like, yeah, man, no, it's just if you want to get that job done, give it to me. Because I don't know, I'm gonna call him Vinny because Vinny, the black man, the same one who robbed the cocaine. He gets assigned to the case investigating the cocaine robbery because he's playing 4D chess.
Yeah, 40 chess tactics. Anyway, so after that, and then we transition over to the scene where they're showing the aftermath of the robbery scene from the beginning, and it's just kind of standard bullshit. It's just like, oh, what happened to your face? Oh, you details. Like fucking Christ. that was the highlight of that scene. Just him mumbling.
Oh god, all he does is mumble. If they're not fighting each other, they're mumbling.
Yeah.
If they're not screaming, they're mumbling. Sorry.
Anyways, after that, I think we then transition over to Diana, whatever the fuck her name is. And, D. And then we also get to learn that T, his name is Thomas. Now, President Nominee, Cheeseburger Freedom Man here, and I did not really know what T's name was originally. We went off of the Ralph the Movie Maker thing of They Got T because it was really fucking funny. And
It was genuinely funny.
And we never learned what T's actual name was up until we just kind of heard it. It was just like, oh,
It was Thomas.
yeah, it was Thomas.
I legit thought that it was because it's a movie called Sleepless, and it's a terrible like action film. It's good, bad, but it's still terrible. I genuinely thought his name was Tyrone,
Yeah, it could have gone in that direction, but
or like at least Trevor.
yeah,
No, Tommy. Tommy's like a white little boy's name. He does not look. Nothing about his character is a Tommy. He's at least a Trevor.
yeah, he might be in that direction. Anyway, so we go to our hospital scene. D is like, "Hey, V, you need to take your son, or he's divorced." Oh yeah, we were watching the movie with another person. She correctly identified, like before me and Cheese got to it, that Vince was divorced, and he's just kind of helping support the child and all that. And it was
Simp.
oh my lord.
Funny, relevant word. Call him a simp.
Yeah. So anyways, after that, and then we go over to a bit of a weird bonding thing, like they're trying to characterize, trying to help sympathize and emphasize with the characters. Like,
And then his son. I'm gonna say this. His son pulls a gun out of his dad's glove box of his car and points it at his fucking head.
yeah, for a brief moment, but then it's like, oh, I'm just gonna push it away because he doesn't actually, mean to do that.
And then action scene.
Yeah, just literally out of nowhere, action scene. Like, holy shit, that was like so fast and abrupt. I thought there was a jump cut. Oh,
Yeah.
shout out to the street where literally no one was on the road.
No, look, this entire movie was, aside from now, when the entirety of the strip has been closed because of Rona, the quietest I have ever seen a strip street. They are never that uncongested. Never. I didn't see a single taxi. I didn't see a single meth head. Perfectly clear. Even the car garages were empty.
Yeah, it's just
Implausible.
it's just such it's that movie logic where they're trying to, first off, not make it too difficult for them to shoot it so that they can keep the stuff consistent, but it hire some extras, get at least a few cars driving.
Even the 2016 Ghostbusters movie did that.
Yeah, even the fucking, as craptacular as that movie was, they at least did that.
Yeah, they got extras.
Yeah.
Which did tell some interesting stories about that movie. But that's for a different time.
Yeah, we didn't watch the 2016 thing. We don't have anything to say about it. Oh, well, I didn't, so I have nothing to say. Anyway, so after Jamie Foxx gets stabbed with the plot convenient wound, we'll get to that later. Jamie Foxx has a tantrum on his car and then drives off in the perfectly empty street.
I hit my desk whilst making that noise harder than he hit the wheel on that car.
Yeah, he hit the steering wheel like a fucking... He was angry, but it was just awkward almost.
It's like a 3-year-old having a temper tantrum.
Effectively.
But he really doesn't want to break his Roblox computer.
Alright, so after that, and then Vince goes to he goes to a bathroom. He meets up with his partners, like, how'd you not know we were stealing from this faggot? It was like, well, I didn't know. They said it was gonna be an easy grab.
There ain't no easy grab. They got tea.
They got tea, and then Jamie Foxx got so angry he slapped the cameraman, and then
No, he didn't slap it. He threw his coat at the cameraman.
Well, effectively that, yeah, and it's just hot damn, was that a fucking scene. So anyways, after that, we then transition over to, I think we're now at the fucking casino. I think so. I'm not 100% sure.
He gets a phone call, and he's like, Mr. Bad Guy number 1 is like, hey, I want my cocaine.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he fucking found Vince's phone number, called him, warned him, and it was like, get me my cocaine back or your son will be dead.
This is a thing. For some reason, like, the casino bosses, or at the very least, like, the bad guys have total access over the phones. Because not only during the kidnapping scene did they stop them from calling anyone because, they no signal, but they get his phone number. In the casino, they stop the phones. It's weird. They just have control over the phone networks.
Yeah. Let me just do something real quick.
Whoa, what are you doing there?
I'm just making sure I don't have anything retarded on my screen.
Well, the only thing on your screen I see is a chair. And we'd also like to mention to the one viewer that we lost, go fuck yourself, and I hope you die of Rona.
Damn.
Oh, look, the coward has returned.
Anyway, so So after that, Jamie Foxx then gets ready to deliver the cocaine back, and then White Devil follows. Like he tracks him, and then she tracks him. I didn't mean to say he. And then this is one of my favorite parts. I'm just gonna skip a little bit here where fucking the big. I love the trope of the big black dude just towering over everybody else.
Like that's when he comes back and tries to threaten the black dude.
That's why I said I'm gonna skip a little bit because I found that to be so funny.
Okay.
Anyway,
I found that genuinely funny because like usually they portray those types of characters as like angry and quick to anger and all that. No,
he was he's slow about it.
He's just like a guy who's seen too much. He's like, man, fuck this. The guy's over there.
Yeah.
And then Mr. Vin tries to threaten him, and he just gets up, and he's like 3 feet taller than him.
He made Vin look like a fucking manlet.
And it was hilarious. Just the look on the bouncer's face.
Yeah, he looked like he was ready to kick some fucking ass. Speaking of that shit, let's just talk about the part where for some reason the cocaine was not properly sealed, so the White Devil was able to identify where Vince was at.
Alright, cocaine, alright, they compress it into a brick so that it keeps its form, it doesn't powder off, and then they wrap it in cellophane. They put oil, they wrap it so they throw off drug dogs. If it was leaking, if the cocaine was leaking that much, you're fucked. I mean, why just a single drug dog would sniff that out instantly.
Yeah, and it's like it's dumb shit like that that just really bothered me because it's like, why? Like you couldn't have, like Jamie Foxx was standing on top of a toilet. They could have very easily have made it to where, his weight kind of damaged the toilet, and
that would have been smarter.
That would have been smarter, and it would have actually made it to. It could have given the idea that White Devil had a sharp eye for things because she was already like really on top of things and trying to get his things done as best as she can. That would have been a nice moment to help show that this character is experienced despite the bullshit that we're seeing of her. But unfortunately, that's in an alternative universe where the movie was actually good, or at least better than what it is.
It's a good bad movie. It's something you watch when you get drunk and laugh at.
Anyways, so then we there was the scene with big baddie dude with daddy issues where where his friend or ex-friend was like, dude, you ratted me out to the DEA or whatever. This is not
that was
epic,
his cousin.
bro. Yeah, his cousin. I mean, yeah, cousin Nico. You ratted me out.
Hey, Nico, you ratted me out to CIA. Look like I'm going to have to. What did he do? Oh, he cut his tongue out.
Yeah, he cut his cousin's tongue out.
Shoot him in the fucking head.
I think he just wanted to get the point. I think it was more of that fucking moment in the movie. It's like, this is the big bad.
There's like two big bads.
No, he's supposed to be the even bigger bad, but it's like, good lord.
Yes, because one isn't enough.
Oh, by the way, I really love the moment where it's just like, it's time to grab this man's balls and crush it like an industrial smasher.
Just the unintentionally gayest scene in the movie. He Jojo walks up to him and swings onto his nuts and just grabs him for over a minute. He's looking him in the no, I don't think he's looking him in the eye. His head is right next to his ear, and he's kind of whispering into his ear while he's squeezing the shit out of his nuts.
Yeah. Oh, shout out to audio design, which I'll also get into later. where there was a moment. This is the second funny part. No, this is actually the third funny part. So the 2nd funny part, I'm just gonna skip ahead real quick. So white bitch and Vince fight, and they're in a room. Vince manages to subdue her and tie her up to a bed frame, and I'm certain that they didn't mean for it to be funny, but white bitch screams "fuck" and then just immediately jump cuts to an establishing shot.
No, it was fuck, and then just
immediately
it cuts halfway through.
Yeah. You usually do that for comedic purposes because it's just that's usually like indicating that it's not as important of a thing to dwell on and shit.
Yeah. Oh god.
So anyways, and then the third funny part, at least to me, was where T fucking ran someone over, but we didn't hear any of the car up until it actually drove into frame. They were in a parking garage.
Oh. And around this time, his mom, Dee, drives into the casino. There's a man with an M16 shooting at them, and she doesn't hear it until like she's right next to the dude. A gun in an enclosed space. You would be able to hear it. The fucking casino across the street. If not from the other side of town. Guns are loud.
They are very fucking loud.
But that's just Hollywood, you know.
Yeah, that's just bad writing. Bad logic too. So then let's go back. So Vin delivers as you know, since White Devil relocated evidence of a crime basically. Vin
smearing her fingerprints all over it.
Yeah. Vin was screwed over in that, so he had to improvise with his level 2 survival stats, where he took some fucking flour, shoved it in a bunch of bags, sugar, and it didn't look anything like the bags. Like the big the big casino guy had a comparison of what the cocaine is supposed to look like. And the part that I really love, fucking big bad daddy issues dude, he was about to check the cocaine to make sure he wasn't being screwed over, but then conveniently
somebody knocks at the
yeah,
I think somebody just randomly knocks at the door and he's like, "Hey, I'm part of the police, but I'm a corrupt officer. That's also a police officer. You gotta go."
And it's just like the part that I found to be especially amusing was just how this fucking waiter dude conveniently showed up right as when Big Baddie Daddy Issues was about to double check that the bag had the sugar in it, and that stopped him. So he fucking waits.
He sends the waiter up with a bottle of Cristal.
Yeah, and then the guy waits, and then when he's in his car and he's checking it, is like, hold on, this is sugar, and then the fucking car screeches to a halt when it just more of like kind of slowed down at a moderate rate. Like
they didn't even break.
Oh my god! Wait, what the fuck? Wait, oh fuck! I'm having some goddamn UV error issues. There it is.
Technical difficulties.
Nah, it's not technical difficulties with the stream. Just more of my retardation with not fully checking the edge loop. Anyway, so after that, this is when things kind of start ramping up. More and more obstacles get thrown into Vin's face, and
oh yeah, but I'd like to mention this. Vin gets because they were holding his son hostage for the cocaine, and so Vinny, as I'm gonna call him, he bootlegs it, he doesn't bootleg it, but he bum rushes to his son. He gets his son. This is right when they discover that the cocaine was fake. He grabs him. He tries to run away, and then his son is immediately taken back.
Yeah, it was just so abrupt. Like, bro.
It's like, bruh.
Like, hot fucking damn. And
I
then,
alright. Casinos are big, but they're not that big. You could have ran to the door in that time.
yeah. Oh, man. It's that stupid trope where characters will delay, like, oh, I'm so happy to see you again. Let's wait, like, roughly, like, 10 seconds so that the bad guy can catch up. I fucking hate that so much.
I mean, come on. Unless he thinks they got a fucking doppelganger or some bullshit, which is completely implausible.
Alright, so then after that, D is randomly calling. Like, hold on, let me take a sip of my soda. So randomly, D is calling Vin. It's like, hey, my son didn't go to the game. Where the fuck did he go, you fag? And then Vin's like bullshitting her and is like, it takes like,
We got that argument.
yeah, he mumbles it. Oh yeah, his son said he didn't go to the game. We're having
Yeah, you know the girl. Yeah, the girl.
the girl.
What you talking about? He don't got no girl. Yeah, it was the girl.
The girl. Hold on, I need to add some new text. We're just gonna call this girl. There we go.
I see your Steam overlay is popping up in the stream.
Sometimes, yeah, I forgot to turn off Steam. Which, hold on, let me do that.
Remember, kids, if you try to dox us, we'll burn your house down.
Well, it's only showing, like, certain people. I didn't show any of my, Steam bullshit in the chat. Anyway, so,
Implies
So-
never gonna get anybody who wanted to do that.
fucking, anyway, so after that, oh yeah, oh, that reminds me. So White Devil, after she grabbed the cocaine, she went up to the spa area. It was like, hey, I'd like to rent a locker. Sorry, it's for spa guests only. And then she shows her badge.
It's like, bitch, what is that gonna change?
Like, you may be a part of the police, but you still have to adhere to the rules. Fuck. If you're gonna also search, you need a search warrant, which she did not have. Oh,
Yeah.
boy. Ooh, boy, this is some cool normal mapping. Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, yeah. Remember to subscribe to the Anonautisticast channel for more 3D rendering
Yes.
tips and tricks, which we will not share with you, but we will show off.
Let me just fucking... Anyway, so, after the whole thing with the spa bullshit, I'm gonna skip ahead a bit because I don't give a shit. It's just more
Yeah.
meandering where it's like, Big Bad is being menacing to the casino man. Vin is running around. Oh, remember how I said, his plot convenient stab wound? Well, that comes into play several times. So the first time when he's trying to run with his son, all of a sudden, the wound came back, and then literally like a moment later, it's no longer relevant, and that bothered me so much. Like,
I'd like to mention when he attempts to apply first aid, he literally just grabs the virtual equivalent of a bunch of napkins and some scotch tape and lazily applies it. It probably 2/3 of it isn't on the stab wound. I mean, wouldn't it be more badass and more like, oh, this character's cool if you literally just grabbed a stapler and fucking stapled his wound shut?
yeah. Oh, fucking hell, this movie.
Fucking JoJo did that. Literally, staplers and duct tape. That would have been better.
Yeah. Alright, and then, some fight scenes happen. Vin is invincible. Same goes for one of the guards. I think he dies. I'm not 100% sure. Oh, you know what? Actually, Okay, let's just skip a bunch of it. So, uh, the fucking Vin's partner dies. Just he just gets fucked.
Yeah, because he's like, "Hey, I heard you were a member of Internal Affairs. I'm gonna fucking kill you because I'm a big bad." Because Vin's whole reason for being a corrupt cop was he wanted to uncover the secrets of this other corrupt cop.
Yeah, and then it's like that didn't exactly go out to plan because it's just a lot of bullshit going about the place.
I want to talk about this for a second. All right. So Vinny's partner, works for the big bad, like the big bad, the one with daddy issues. He works for him, and yet he steals the cocaine from him.
Yeah.
So he steals the cocaine from the person he's working for, and then when his partner is ousted as a rat, just tries to kill his partner.
Yeah.
I mean, what? And then he says, "Man, I'm just trying to protect you."
And-
Like they don't even
and-
talk about it. He just instantly pulls a gun.
Yeah, and then it's like, hey, I'm just trying to protect you, bro. And then it's like, okay, yeah, I get you, fam. And then he just kind of gets shot, and then he dies later.
He just dies.
Yeah, he just fucking croaks like a motherfucker.
Doesn't he get smothered by the White Devil as his sidekick?
Yeah.
Yeah, because he was being a poopy head, and he's like, you know what, I'm just gonna kill you.
Yeah. Oh, I just realized I'm not rendering any shadows here. No wonder why this is rendering so quickly.
Render a shadow.
So, and then after that, that's when we that's when we reach end game of the movie, where Big Bad
yes.
Daddy Issues Man pulls out Big Bad Rifle, and he unloads roughly more than 60 fucking bullets.
That's like 100. He shoots at least 120 times.
How much fucking ammo does that gun carry in one mag?
Like 30 bullets, and he shoots at least 5 worth of magazines without reloading once.
Yeah.
I'd like to mention in his kit of in case shit goes bad, there's a there's a face mask, there's a gas mask, but there's no body armor.
Yeah.
He just brings an assault rifle and a bandolier and a mask, but he doesn't bring any body. Like, if I knew that I was going to be like shooting at somebody and they'd be shooting back at me, the first thing I'd want is a bulletproof vest.
Yeah, some fucking protection.
Especially considering that, he gets shot once with a pistol, a bullet that would have been stopped by a bulletproof vest. He gets shot once with like a Glock and immediately dies.
And then like when we first watched the movie, Cheese mentioned how it's like the dude might have been on adrenaline, where it's like he was like pissed off. I'm pretty sure even though he got shot there, he would have kept going.
Yeah, like there have been cases like the reason why police officers mag dump you when they're trying to shoot someone to death is because they want to make sure you're fucking dead, because there have been cases of people receiving more than lethal wounds and fighting until they literally die because adrenaline just keeps them going.
Yeah, it's like fucking Super Mario invincibility star.
Kind of, unless you get shot in the head.
Yeah, that's when you get fucked.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's that, and then the end of the movie, like near the end, White Devil nearly dies to corrupt cop dude. And
because he shoots her directly in the head, and then the driver in the head, and then Mr. Casino in the head, and he's like, "Oh, White Devil turned on me."
And somehow he missed. Like,
despite the fact that he directly shot her in the head and blew her fucking face off.
Effectively, yeah.
And then, like, the next scene, it's perfect. Her face is perfectly intact. Just some ketchup on it.
a little bit of scrape. And then the very last scene in the movie is the DEA. It's like Mr. Plinkett Anderson, who cares? Mr. Plinkett Anderson, and then he like does a dramatic look at the camera as the elevator doors close. We got a problem, and then dramatic sound effect.
Because the DEA agents are supposed to be working with Mr. Plinkett, the big bad guy's dad.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, the corruption goes further. Woo.
Whoa.
And I'd like to mention that our basis on watching this entire movie was a line consisting of "they got tea."
That is kind of the only reason why, because we found that to be so funny. It's just like, okay, let's see the whole movie, and
it's like Hunt Down the Freeman.
Okay, it's Hunt Down the Freeman levels of dumb. It's bad, but in comparison to the next movie we're gonna talk about, it is a standard to be set.
Yes, at least tonally.
Let's talk about Wish Upon.
Wish Upon. My kneecap is hurting me, and I need morphine. Skelly, I need you to meet me behind the show. You know, behind the studio after the show.
We will, don't worry.
I need the morphine.
Yeah.
Look, I'm all
yes, Cheese. Wait, this might be caught on tape. Let's be quiet about that. So, Wish Upon, while Sleepless was ass-tastic, Wish Upon was legit bad. Like, I couldn't laugh at various things. Like, usually bad acting, awkward scenes, just weird logic. I can laugh at that, but I couldn't do that in this movie. I mostly laughed at the poor attempts at jump scares. Like, I've never seen
terrible.
Like, dude, some of the jump scares, they were digital zoom-ins instead of analog zoom-ins.
Yeah, they digitally zoomed in,
And
then they put stock scream effects over it.
yeah, it's just
We're-
so fucking dumb.
It's like it's that one stock scream that you hear everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, Hollywood. That thing is probably older than everybody in the Anonymous cast combined.
Yeah. All right. Let's give it the Sleepless treatment of we'll try and summarize it, and then we'll go throughout the movie.
Advertising to China.
Pandering to China, the movie.
Pandering to China. I shit you not. This is like a high, like end of middle school, beginning of high school girl Chinese movie. Like for that market specifically, because everything involves China. Everything. The main plot, characters, like, oh, I'm learning to speak Japanese. No, Chinese. Sorry, I usually play Mario Kart with this voice, but very cash money.
Super.
I swear, Hollywood and China. I mean, just
yeah. So oh wait, I just remembered that we didn't really talk about the characters in Sleepless, but in all honesty, now that I think about it,
who cares?
There's next to no characterization for anyone. They're standard stock place.
Like Vinny, Black Man, T, Meme, White Devil, Police Officer, White Devil's TA, Secret Reveal Corrupt Officer, Casino Man.
Yeah, that's how.
Daddy Issues, and Big Boss.
Big Boss. So yeah, so that basically summarizes that. All right, let's get back into Wish Upon. So the plot about Wish Upon, fairly simple and honestly just dumb as hell.
There's a MacGuffin.
It's a MacGuffin.
It's a MacGuffin.
It's a MacGuffin of a wish device that you just make 7 wishes, and then at the 7th one you die. And
Big reveal.
yeah, spoilers if you haven't seen the movie.
Spoiler alert! Despite the fact we spoiled the other movie without giving one.
Sleepless was good enough to be given a Chad existence. Wish Upon is being given the virgin treatment. So
Yeah.
so
There's
Wish
not a single
Upon
point. No, there is one black person in the entire movie.
we'll get to that in a bit. We need to summarize the thing. So it starts with a very happy, oh, things are good kind of thing
and
with all
then-
the characters.
And then mommy comes out, and it's like boom, 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 trash can, boom, boom, boom. Like every other scene is just trash can because the mom puts like a parcel in the trash.
Yeah.
Like, okay, so mom puts the thing in the trash. All right, focusing on daughter going down street. Focused on trash can. Daughter goes to bird nest. Drives by bikes by a trash can. Going back home. Focuses on trash can. And then this is where it gets real disturbing, right?
Oh, very
Because this is where she walks in on her mom hanging herself. Woo!
Whoa, holy shit. That's some rated R shit right there, fam.
Yeah, man.
Whoa.
Like any preteen to tween would be totally freaked out by that.
It's too tubular for them.
Nanotubular, man.
Speaking of tubular, I love how the bike okay, so Claire, that's the protagonist's name from what I can remember. Cunt. So she drops her bike off at the edge of the front lawn, and then it just stays there for fucking 15 years or some shit. Probably roughly 12 or whatever.
Around 12.
The main point is that bike stayed there the whole time.
Yeah, they never moved it. They never even mowed the lawn.
Well, okay, we can assume they mowed the lawn to some extent, but maybe at some point they just gave up.
Okay, yeah. They at the very minimum they gave up on mowing the lawn because it looks like it hadn't been, mowed ever. Just hire your local Mexican to mow the lawn.
Nah, they're too poor for that.
They live in a very nice home.
Despite they're living in a 2-story house.
It's probably worth $500,000.
I live in a single-story house, and it's rather decent, but it's
Florida.
It's a fucking penis state. My main point is that despite them being poor, they're able to afford it. Right, we're supposed to be describing the summary of the plot, not go through it yet. My mistake.
Yeah.
So mom commits suicide, which, spoilers, it's because of the wish box.
And daughter cunt has Vietnam flashbacks for the rest of the movie.
Yeah. And then
she dies.
And that well that's at the very, very end. So
Yeah, but isn't that a plot summary? She just died.
Yeah,
Mom dies, she dies.
Yeah. But that's a gross oversimplification. Let's go through a little bit more of it. So
Are you sure this movie deserves more?
well, I'm gonna skim over it.
All right.
So and then we get some shots of mixed bullshittery from Claire and random people. Claire bringing attention to her dad dumpster diving. A cat fight breaks out.
Spoilers. She her dad is a poopy head, and she angry at dad.
Yes, and then after the cat fight, Oh, by the way, shout out to the guy who just fucking yoinks her and runs off with the girl that isn't Claire.
Oh wait. We forgot to mention the fact that she almost gets ran over by the popular kids. Yes, girl, slay.
Yeah, fucking. Okay. Claire, for whatever retarded reason, decided instead of immediately going onto the sidewalk, because she could very easily have done that, she decides to arc around in the road and then
She's
go.
biking, by the way.
What?
She was biking during this.
Yeah, she's biking. So she arcs around in the road and then goes to the driveway. But then the people, driving, they nearly hit her. It's like, fucking get out of the road, retard. And that moment was supposed to be like, oh shit, those people are jerks. When if you have roughly 7 points invested in skill for
Intelligence.
Yeah, for intelligence. I was trying to say like an over convoluted thing, like 7 points invested in comprehensive ability and investigatory skill. Anyway, so after that,
she drives into oncoming traffic. Bikes into oncoming traffic and almost gets back.
yeah.
They're hit.
After that, the dad finds the box and then he gives it to his daughter. It's like, hey girl, box law. And then
because she's taking Mandarin, because we gotta pander to Chinese audiences, she reads it. And it says, you can make 7 wishes. Which I'm going to mention this. Because the chick who she got into, like, who almost ran her over, and who she got in a cat fight with, she puts her hand on the box. I wish that Cunts McGee and the Retard 3 would rot. Just rot.
Well, no, it's just simply the cunt, because that's who she.
Oh yeah, just the cunt. So I wish Cunts McGee would just rot.
And that wish definitely comes true. But the interesting part is how. Wait, did she show up in the film after that? Because
yes.
At least, I mean, like before the wish reset thing, when Claire tried abandoning the box.
Yeah, she did. Because when she abandons the box, she comes back. She's like,
I know that, but I mean, like before that,
in the mall, she comes back in a few parts.
Yeah, like Claire's wish, as vague as it was, that bitch should have died. Not Claire, not yet. The hoe. She should have died because that was a vague death wish. Just I wish he would rot. There's no indication of how far, so the box could have just assumed, oh, she's supposed to die, and well, that didn't happen apparently.
And considering her and her friends hate this Cunts McGee to the point where they genuinely wish death upon her, why wouldn't she just, you know what, Box? I wish Cunts McGee would just fucking die.
Because reasons, law, moral.
I think they just did that because of the rule. If you abandon it, it'll stop. So like, if she dies, they can't bring her back.
Yeah. So after that, so bitch rots. She doesn't die though. Then next, Claire simps for some dude. She's like, hey, he has a good dick. I want him to be madly in love with me. And it grants that wish, and it backfires sort of later.
Yeah. Oh, we forgot to mention the first wish. Get this. By the way, welcome. All right, our special guest disappeared. That was Portugal. I'm gonna get those thigh pics of him. See, the first wish, the price is her dog. I'd like to mention this is incredibly inconsistent. So, is it like an escalation thing where initially it kills your fucking pet and then goes all the way to like yourself.
I think it's
What's that?
it's a weird, arbitrary, random, inconsistent RNG system where it just selects the closest thing you know.
Why don't you
Because
just
it doesn't
adopt 100 pets, and then like all set like 6 of the deaths before you are just your cats.
she become the fucking crazy cat lady though. But
Yeah.
fucking let's see here. Let me try and remember the rest of this before we go into further detail. I mean, we're already kind of. You know what? Fuck it. We've already
cares?
gotten this far. I don't give enough of
This
a
movie,
shit to
this
summarize.
movie does not deserve anything.
So after that, the dog dies. He too hilariously rots under the porch of a house.
Yeah, and then rats eat his ass.
Yeah. So after that, he died, and then the wish for and then this is where we like laughed really hard. So she wishes that fucking the dude she's simping for would like her. So she wishes for that, and then Uncle Augustus, I think, he's taking a bath. They just fucking dies because I like that death was so comical. In fact, all the deaths in this fucking movie are comical.
Hilarious.
Okay, let's go through all the deaths. So the first death was pretty morbid actually. You know, it was a hanging, a suicide. That's unfortunate. But then the next one was a dog being eaten. Yeah. Once again, still a little morbid still. And then we get and then we get old man slipping and giving him a concussion, and then him just dying because for some reason
he wakes up and then hits his head again on a fixture that would be nowhere near solid enough to allow you to bonk your head and die.
Yeah, the really obnoxious part about that was how fast he fucking did that. You don't do that. There was nothing abrupt to wake him up like that. He just fucking did that. And oh my god. Like, I really hated that moment because some of the deaths feel incredibly forced and bullshit. For example, the third death or second death from a human, the random woman from across the street, she fucking somehow completely disregards every safety rule she have learned leading up to that point in her life. It's like, I'm just gonna let my hair dangle over a garbage disposal. And
which I'm gonna go on a rant for a second. The garbage disposal switch is directly under the sink.
yeah,
Right? No, it's never there. It is never there. A garbage disposal switch is universally on top of it so that you don't nudge it with your torso, which is exactly what happened with the dumb bimbo. And she gets her hair caught in it, and then like she's trying to free herself. She gets scalped a little bit, and then it just breaks her neck.
Yeah, like that. Okay, I am fucking certain her hair would have clogged it up because you saw how dense that shit was.
Yeah, because it was clogging up with vegetables.
Yeah.
Not the scene before, because it had like this fake out where you think her hand is gonna get shredded.
Yeah, and that doesn't happen, but instead, no. Good lord. That fake out death, by the way, was like really like a little annoying and shit, but fucking hell.
He was autistic.
It was really fucking absurd. So then,
So where were we in talking about this story?
we're at the part where now Claire goes on a montage.
Yeah, because she gets money.
Oh, that reminds me. I really, really hate how the amount of pop songs in this movie. Like that's a nitpick, yeah, but it's personal preference, and I'm gonna talk about it.
That is
Um,
exactly why I think this is pandering to late middle schooler, early high schooler girls. Is the
yeah.
music.
So like, fucking, the amount of songs that have been playing, it's really inconsistent tonally with the rest of the movie, and it's just like, I don't fucking get it. Like, I may be a boomer, even though I'm not even in my fucking 20s yet. But it's like, this fucking movie needs soundtrack. Whatever.
It's awful.
Whatever. So, after that, Claire is, like, bullied a little bit. She's not accepted into the group of popular people. So then she wishes to be popular. Here's where it gets really annoying. Why didn't it affect her actual friends and not the it affected the superficial ones, but it didn't affect her real ones.
It only affected the NPCs.
Yeah, for some reason the main characters, they weren't affected whatsoever, and I don't understand that shit whatsoever. Like,
Now, see, I would say that it only affected the people that were necessary to make her popular, but you have, like, the random people, like, going, wow, you look so pretty. I wish I were you.
yeah, and it's like, it's just so bullshit with that. And then, her friends, her actual friends, it's inconsistent with how much they don't like her.
Yeah.
It's just like, you stopped hanging out with us, you cunt. Oh, you're
Yeah,
gonna
you're
tell us
your
about
boyfriend.
yeah, like, oh, you're gonna tell us about the box. Oh, we don't believe you about the box. Oh, let's hang out later. And it's just all over the place. Oh, we also skipped the part. So random Chinese woman with wontongs or whatever the hell those are. Hold on, I need to sip some soda.
I got one wonton in my soup. One wonton. I fucking love Ghostbusters 2016. It's the best movie ever made.
Oh my god. So anyways, whatever the food that she was given, she dies in the most ass backwards way I could have ever seen in a horror movie, where she somehow trips on a carpet and enough force to impale herself.
Yeah. It's bullshit. You don't just lightly fall and then die on a horn.
Like, here's the worst that could have happened with the way she fell. She could have, like, fucking hit her head really hard against it, but she would have, like, fucking flopped over away from it, and she would have had some bad as hell bruising on her forehead. Or if she was like extra unlucky, her eye would have been fucking stabbed out.
Yeah, her eye would have been stabbed out, but you have bone behind your eyeball. Unless it literally pierced the socket in which the nerve goes through, like, and then ass raped it from there, which is extremely fucking improbable considering that it doesn't go that small. It doesn't taper that. No fucking way that could happen.
Yeah,
it's bullshit.
It's just so retarded. And then, like, now, yes, this is a horror movie. Oh, I'm being pinged by Cheese. So, yes, it is a horror movie. There are going to be tropes, but that does not excuse poor writing and poor characterization with how they logically think about situations. For example, Ryan, the very first thing he thought about was the fucking, was the box. And how, you know, it connected to the woman because her phone was on the ground outside.
Yeah.
Now,
also, he digs on multiverse.
Yes, he digs on multiverses. Now I understand they just described the box being dangerous, and I think they spoke about the thing where you make 7 wishes, and every time you wish, someone dies, it's a
Has-
blood price.
Yeah, it's a blood
Um,
price.
But it's like you were really fast with assuming that. Like, that's really
Yeah.
pessimistic, dude.
I think he just wanted, like, maybe their thought process was like, he's passing off the blame to her.
Which
That's why he assumes so.
I guess, but it's like, oh my goodness. Now I do understand the character with the proper context of, oh shit, the box selected my friend after conveniently receiving information about this whole thing.
Hmm.
Like, hot fucking dog. Ugh. Alright, so
Oh,
after,
God.
So after that, oh, fuck. So after that, it's just more bullshit where Claire wants to be popular. I think this is also the part where she tries to show the box is like dangerous to her friends. And it's like, nigga, what's this shit? Get out of here. And
Get out of here! I don't believe you for a second.
like, okay, I don't understand it how the two only black characters in the movie, or at least one of the only two with actual lines in the movie, one of them barely says
Just
anything.
natural.
He's just a friend to the dad, which that's fine, nothing wrong with that. But
He's a
but then the token black girl, she's incredibly obnoxious, very vile, and just so aggressive about shit. Like, look,
Yeah.
relationships between people, they are very dynamic and can change instantly. But these people, I feel like they didn't even give enough of a shit to try and like smoothen things out. They just accepted it as is, and it's like, oh well, lol. Like,
Yeah.
hell.
Oh Lord, it's this. I like how we were more organized in our talking about Sleepless than we are with this movie.
That's
We
because
haven't even begun to talk about the tonal clashes.
no, we have not. We've just been more of bitching about the overall story and shit, which let's
And
get
it's
into.
terrible. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
Before we talk about tonal differences, I'd like to address my favorite death, where we have like the dad is like working on a car and he almost gets hit, and then you've got the half black lady, and she's a gamer girl, and she's in an elevator, and it's like, oh, the elevator's breaking, and then it's like, then maybe her dad's gonna die.
Yeah.
And then her dad, like, iframes out of being hit by, like, a wheel and dying.
Not only that, he nearly died to a couple of street racers like a moment ago.
Yeah, and so there are two fake cop-outs with him dying, one fake cop-out with a black lady dying, and then her elevator, she's like, oh, you know what, I think the elevator fixed itself. And it falls harder than the fucking towers, and it's just going, and it's going like 300 miles a fucking hour, and just slams right in the bottom. But I'd like to mention that they also have a synthetic zoom in on the main character, Cunt.
Yeah, like,
So
it's very digital and it just looks really awful. It's just like
it's
good
terrible.
Lord. Yeah.
But when the elevator lands, it was going like 300 miles an hour, and it lands, and it's like a crash. But there's no like metal being displaced or anything. It's still it's broken, but it's intact. But then the elevator doors open, and then there's the dead lady, her body perfectly intact.
Yeah,
I
not
thought
of it.
at that point in the movie, I thought that this whole thing was a parody.
Yeah,
Because
just,
that was legit something out of a fucking comedy, where just something horrific is happening, and it just door open.
Door opens
body
and
intact.
body flops over.
Yeah, she just like flops over.
Oh God. And yeah. Oh, by the way, so Claire breaks up with the guy she wished to be madly in love with from her, and he was also the guy stalking her. So so after that, he breaks into her room, where for some reason this house has no security on it, for some whatever
None.
reason. And he says these lines: "I cannot live without you, and you will not live without me." Something around
And then
that.
kills himself.
And then he only kills himself instead of going
Or
with the
tries to.
yeah. Like if they were really going with that angle, he would have immediately killed her and then killed himself so that
Yeah.
he could be under the delusional idea that in the afterlife they'll be together. But not even that.
What they should have had him say is, if I cannot live my life with
Without
you, or yeah, I don't want to live my life without you.
Yeah.
And then just kills himself.
Like, if life isn't worth living, then there's just no purpose to go on. Like, it's just that simple. They could have literally done it in that fashion. But, no. So then after that, Chinese Ryan dude multiverse man. He kind of
Chinese pandering man.
Chinese pandering man. He does some shit, and he's like, all right, we gotta break the box. So this is the part where Claire tries to distance herself, and that triggers the thing where if you try distancing yourself, it's gonna revert everything. And yeah, it's just that. It's just, man, my life is so shit because, one, I'm legit retarded. The fucking character not knowing how to ride a bike. Secondly, just her, like, she isn't much of a likable person. Oh my God, Cheese, are you just sending me? Yeah, you are just sending me stuff. Anyways,
Do it.
So, oh, fucking Christ. Okay, you know what? Fine. So, oh yeah, so, oh, fuck off, Windows. So, like, what was it?
Main character doesn't know how to ride a bike.
Oh yeah, just in short, her as a person, she is not much of a likable individual. She is
No.
she's cunty, she is inconsiderate, she perpetuates situations with people she doesn't like. I mean, yes, people are going to do that, no shit. But she's not making it any easier for herself. She's going up against several other people that will make her miserable. And she doesn't seem to fucking grasp this. And then after that, that's when it's like, okay, I have 2 wishes left, or 2 or 3. I am going to try and fix shit. So then she wishes for her mom to come back.
Second to last.
Yeah. So she does come back, but then her dad dies instead.
In the worst death ever.
It was so funny. He fucking turns around and he gets crit shotted. 360 no scoped in the back of his neck.
With a chainsaw.
Yeah.
I'd like to mention a chainsaw in no way. Okay, a chainsaw is not a sharp object. It would not decapitate you. It would rip your neck, and it'd make sense if his spinal cord was fucking severed, but it wouldn't decapitate him.
Yeah.
It's just retarded.
It was just an overly dumb scene, and the way that they went about it was kind of funny, but whatever. So then Claire is like, I want everything to go back to how it was before I got you, and it grants that, but oh no, that was the 7th wish. Oh fuck.
And
And
I'd like to mention. All previous deaths
of it.
of the user of the box, the user kills themselves. His because it's revealed that her mom was like used the box, which was obvious. So her mom killed herself. Some British officer who used it killed himself. Some random guy who won the lottery killed himself. Like, they all killed themselves. They all get drove into insanity. But no, cunt, she gets ran over.
Yeah, because and they did show how she was actually going in the same direction as all of them, but she managed to accidentally circumvent it with the two last wishes, and I just love how the box. I can imagine the spirit things like, oh fuck you hoe, you fucking messed up my plan. Okay, time for plan B.
Okay, master, let's kill the whore. Bitch, and she gets ran over.
Yeah. Oh my god, that was like so dumb.
Indeed, it was.
All right, there's that. That's the whole movie, just utter insane, stupid shit.
It's awful. It's awful. You should watch it.
I honestly wouldn't recommend it, even as a so funny it's bad movie.
Get drunk or high before you watch it.
So let's just talk about the tonal inconsistency and JoJo-esque time bullshit going on.
Yeah.
All right.
Like, okay,
so
totally.
it's all over the place. The very beginning of the movie is the most tonally consistent part of the movie.
And it's still terribly handled.
After that, that's when it just starts going all over the place. Like, so yeah, one of the best examples is or not really a best example, just a decent one. Claire's riding around. She's just the la la la, and then random popular people, like, it just shifts over to them, and then we're back to Claire. She's like, "Oh, hey, let me help you with your mail," and then she almost gets ran over thanks to her own stupidity.
And then the popular people like yell at her, and like they yell at her for a solid 5 seconds, and in the next frame they're immediately after where they would be were they not to have yelled at them or her.
Like when it cuts away and then cuts back to the like wide shot of Claire and Augustus, it shows the car in roughly the same spot.
Yeah.
It was so dumb. And then
It's
like
retarded.
and then it's just like what else? So like after that, another tonally inconsistent kind of thing is like happy scene here, and then all of a sudden dreadful ominous scene here. Happy scene again. Like
dreadful.
Like we
and,
got
well, not dreadful, but bad.
Like, okay, another example, actually. So, gamer girl, black girl, she, like, of course it's leading up to her dying, because elevator, no one has
What
died
comes
yet.
up must, what comes up must go down.
Like, nice foreshadowing, assholes. So,
Yeah.
after that, she, like, Claire and the other girl, I forgot her name, they talk for a little bit. It's supposed to be like, come on, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to be a hoe. They're like, no, fuck off, fam. And then like all of a sudden, oh no, who's gonna die? Is it gonna be Black Token Girl or Saxophone Dad Bro?
It was Gamer Girl.
Yeah, it was Gamer Girl. She died in one of the most hilarious ways that this movie had to offer, and
it was awful. I thought it was a joke.
So fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
So, yeah, just in short, this movie just was so ridiculous. I cannot. I just
awful.
can't.
So bad. It doesn't even deserve us talking about it. It's mediocre, but it's mediocre in almost every sense. But where it matters in a horror movie, it's just off, and that is what makes it exemplary.
Yeah, it's trying to be a fucking spooky movie, but no.
I think it's the mix of it pandering to preteens and tweens, as well as it trying to pander to China. I'd also like to mention that this movie is is an American remake of an already existing movie. Like there's an original.
Really?
Yeah, there is.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
This is honest. This is not scripted. I honestly did not know that bullshit.
There's an original.
What's it called? I'll
I have no idea. Just look up Seven Wishes original. I think it's Chinese because everything in the movie is Chinese. But I digress. I bet the original I think it was in black and white, so probably the 60s was better.
Let's see. Night Ranger album. That's not what we need. Night Ranger. The Seventh Wish. No. Here. How about this? What was Wish Upon based on? Oh, it was loosely based upon Jacob whatever's fucking short story Monkey's Paw or whatever.
I'm trying to find the original though.
There we go. It's as a similar from different from similar to the Monkey Paw-esque story for the depth of the character Claire, particularly her tough childhood and the inability to stop using the music box even though she realizes what it really does. And oh my goodness. I wonder
There's
what's the
moving in my I'll be right
Wish
back.
Upon box office.
I bet it made like 3 pesos.
Let's see. So its budget was 12 million, and they made in total, fucking 14 million.
Oh my
wait,
god,
no,
that's
that's
probably a loss.
That's domestic. I mean. So
Oh,
yeah.
wait,
worldwide,
domestic?
Yeah, worldwide is nearly 24 million.
Damn it! So that most of it's probably just China. In America, this movie, if it was just released in America, would have flopped.
Let's see here. Domestic. So then, like, got European, Middle East, Asian, Pacific.
Where's China? How much they get in China?
China's not being on the page.
Probably just Asia.
Well,
East Asia.
France is one of the movies that, well, one of the places that had the most out of everything else. I like how Iceland. I like how Iceland only got roughly 20,000.
20,000. Oh my god, that's hilarious. They probably burnt the copies of the movies like they did with after last season.
Just to fucking save money.
Yeah, just to save money because they made nothing off of those.
Yeah. Hoo boy.
Oh god. By the way, if you're going to buy or watch any of these movies, please pirate them. Just pirate them. Do not buy them. Cheeseburger Freedom Man, I am an advocate of piracy. I live in Iceland. Actually, no, I live in Pakistan.
Spooky.
Pakistan is real spooky right now. The coronavirus is everywhere, man.
Yeah.
Look, my neighbor Alahamin got like corona, right? And Kenahamin got corona. Kenahamin's dog got corona. It's scary, all right.
Very so.
Ahmed, I think Ahmed has corona. Remember, guys, donate to our Patreon that doesn't exist, and maybe we'll get Cord to send you thigh pics.
Yeah. I think that's all of what I have to say about the two movies. If I were
it's the same.
if I were ranking them, Sleepless would be way above Wish Upon. Not because
At least
not just because it's a fucking action flick. It's because it's legitimately better written. It has
It is.
better production value. It's not as retarded as Wish Upon.
yeah.
Sleepless still has its moments with utter retardation, but it's not
Yeah.
as not as random as Wish Upon.
In Wish Upon, the retardation feels as if it's the writers being retarded. In Sleepless, it feels like the characters are being retarded.
Yeah, like I think during the time we were watching the movie, I didn't once mention the writers. I kept calling the characters retarded because I mean I think I actually did mention the writers at some point because they're writing their characters to be utterly dumb and just not very smart for what their profession is. But whatever.
Oh Lord.
But like Sleepless did that shit way better than fucking Wish Upon did. Like whatever, that fucking movie.
It's awful. It's awful.
Maybe I'll put it on a ranking list. I don't know. Maybe I don't give enough of a shit. Probably.
Well, if we do more.
If we do more, we can probably start doing like a ranking list.
Yeah, but so far, Sleepless is far better than fucking
Wish Upon.
whatchamacallit. Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks for watching. We're not consistent with what we upload, nor do we really care much. It's just more of whenever we have the time to talk about retarded shit. But yeah, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, favorite, comment, subscribe, and share on MySpace.
Our MySpace account's pretty cool. You should follow it.
Make sure to subscribe to our Patreon so we can get Portugal some estrogen pills. And bubbles are really cool.
As president, I will kill the